Hello everyone and welcome back to our Mega Swampert week. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we are 3-3 so far this week, including the video in Spanish. So, let's get to it, shall we? Yeah, there's the 3-3. I haven't played online with this game since yesterday. I have been trying out a few other things on Showdown and with my other game. And we find an opponent right away, Reynard. And I wanted to say I got the Thunderous with Hidden Power Flying now, so that's what I'll be using. That's the only change I've made to the team so far. So let me write this down quickly. He has Zapdos, AG slash, this pen is not working, okay there. AG slash Zapdos, Primeape, which is very interesting, Charizard, which I would guess could be Charizard X actually, Amoonguss, and Mamoswine. So he has a lot of coverage for Landorus, and that Primeape could be quite problematic. Although here, I think the only threatening thing to my Swampert is Amoonguss. The rest of my opponent's team doesn't do well at all against Swampert. And the only threatening thing to Thunderous is that Mamoswine. So I kind of want to lead those two actually, with not a lot of fear to that Amoonguss. I believe I will lead those two. And my opponents might not expect Rain Dance if it's Charizard Y. And against Amoonguss, I think I'd like to bring Aegislash, as it also helps out probably walls that Primeape. And with Substitute I can block Spores, and for the last Pokemon, I think I want the Virizion or Volcarona here. But I think Volcarona is better to help me more against Amoonguss. Amoonguss is the real threat here. Once Amoonguss is gone, Swampert just sweeps. Okay, and my 3DS is about to pass out, so I need to connect the power cord. There we go. Now we won't have any power outage issues. There's the Primeape, there's Zapdos, which probably wants to set up a Tailwind. Now this Thunderous is a bit more bulky than the one I was using previously, and it has Hidden Power Flying. And it's probably a bigger threat than Swampert right now. I mean, yeah. It's a big threat to my Thunderous. I don't think an Ice Punch will get the KO though. And I'm not very scared of Zapdos at all. So I think I'm gonna go straight for a Rain Dance boosted Waterfall against Primeape. Just because I don't want to deal with any Scarf shenanigans. And the Zapdos will be pretty badly nullified after the Rain Dance. Okay, so there's Mamoswine, so unless it's sashed, I don't think Mamoswine will be surviving the waterfall. My opponent probably expected the Protect. So let me just write this down. Zapdos, Primeape. There's the Rain, we have 5 turns of Rain. There's Mamoswine, which will most likely be KO'd right now. Zapdos goes for a Hidden Power. Oh, I was so scared it was Hidden Power Grass actually. We went for a Hidden Power Ice. Pretty low damage, and we got a critical hit, but it was a Stab Rain boosted Waterfall, super effective in the rain. So obviously that wasn't doing too much damage. Now in this instance, Charizard comes in. This might be a tell that it's Mega Charizard Y, and just to prevent any sun issues, I'm gonna Rain Dance again. I don't see any way that Charizard will really threaten me. It might even protect, thinking I'll target it. And a rain boosted waterfall will hit that Zapdos harder than a super effective Ice Punch. Just a little bit, but it sometimes is the difference between a one-hit KO and a two-hit KO. So there's Mega Charizard Y. That's great to know because A, he didn't bring a Mungus, which is great for us. He sets up the sun, taking out our previous rain, but since we used Rain Dance, and there's the Protect. So since we used Rain Dance, we get a new fresh turn of rain. And I don't think we will take the KO on Zapdos with the waterfall, unless it's an offensive Zapdos. But my opponent is in a very bad position now, because if he wants to do anything about this rain, he has to switch out Charizard, otherwise the standard set of Solar Beam and Flamethrower is just completely useless to him right now. And we've seen on Zapdos Tailwind, Hidden Power. Presumably he has an electric move, probably Thunderbolt. And the fourth move is potentially Roost or Protect. Even knowing that, I'm still gonna go on the offensive against Zapdos with Swampert, and I'm gonna launch a Thunderbolt, or probably a Thunder Wave actually. Gonna launch a Thunder Wave to the Charizard slot in case he wants to switch it out. Yeah. So if that Primeape is carved, now even under Tailwind, it's gonna be very, very slow. And even if we take a KO on Zapdos, Charizard comes back in and sets up the sun again. Because we have Prankster on that Thunderous, we're not worried about the extra speed my opponent got from that Tailwind. So the waterfall, we saw it did a lot of damage. We get a KO on that Zapdos. So after my opponent sets up the sun, that's the last time it's going to be set up. Unless it's carrying Sunny Day, which would be very clever, but it's very unusual. And it wouldn't really help him threaten Swampert anyways. And here I'm gonna go for the boosted waterfall on Primeape and set up the rain once again. Charizard after the rain. Yeah, there's the forfeit. My opponent knew that with Prankster he had no chance to stop that Swampert. So a pretty clean and quick 4-0 sweep for us in our first battle, which is great after how we started off yesterday. Not yesterday, well, the past couple of days. And let's find another battle right away. I've been using this team a lot, practicing with it on Showdown and on my other card, and I really like it. I think it definitely has its flaws, and I'd like to find a Pokemon to use safety goggles, or possibly even switch the item from Volcarona from the Rocky Helmet to a Lumberry. But so far, it's been doing well, I would reckon. Now there's another Charizard team with a potential Mega Aggron and a Mega Garchomp from Jamie. So let me write this down. I always forget, there's so many things going on, and since I'm talking I get a bit distracted. Okay, so Garchomp, Charizard. Based on this team, I would guess Charizard Y. It's a bit more obvious than the previous battle. And my opponent disconnected, I believe, or was it us? I don't know. Oh, actually it was me. I'm sorry guys, I don't know. And I'm back guys, after quite a few attempts in order to get online. We'll finally have that second battle for the day. Let's see how we do. Very glad we won the last game. And now we're up against a Japanese player. So these guys always have very interesting teams. And wow, okay, there's Cresselia, Lucario, Charizard, Typhlosion, Sceptile, and Suicune. So 3 potential Megas from my opponent in Lucario, Charizard, and Sceptile. I would imagine Charizard and Sceptile are the most likely candidates. And Swampert once again does really well here. And the standard Swampert Thunder's lead seems pretty strong against everything. As even if that's Mega Sceptile, I'm pretty sure. Actually, 108. I don't know if I will outspeed Mega Sceptile in the rain though. That could be a problem. I do like Aegislash a lot here because if it's raining, then I am pretty well covered against both Charizard and Typhlosion. And since I do have Hidden Power Flying now on Thundurus, I can deal with that Sceptile quite easily, I guess. So, for our last Pokemon, I kind of want to do Landorus, because it can knock off a lot of things. It can Rock Slide, it can Earthquake. Yeah, I think Landorus is my best bet here. Yep. Virizion seems nice to deal with that Suicune, but it doesn't really deal with anything else, and it's really weak to Cress and the fire Pokemon without a rock attack. So, let's see how we do here. Pretty confident Swampert will carry the team throughout this battle though. Especially since he has the Charizard Typhlosion combination, which he might be tempted to run. Okay, so he goes completely the opposite. Suicune and Cress. So we can potentially either Trick Room or my pen's not working. Trick Room or Tailwind here. Now, I am a bit scared of getting burnt with Scald, and Scald will do a lot of damage in the rain. So, I'm actually not gonna set up the rain. I'm gonna Earthquake, and I'm gonna Thunderbolt the Suicune right away. Because Cress not too threatening here. My opponent might protect from my Swampert, which might let it get off without damage this turn. So there's the Thunderbolt that does over 50%. No Citrus Berry, so perhaps this Earthquake will take the Suicune out. I wonder what item it's holding. Perhaps Rocky Helmet, but no, that's not enough. And there's this Skill Swap. Wow, that's very interesting. Skill Swap, so we don't have Prankster anymore. And Suicune uses Calm Mind. So I'm definitely glad I doubled up on that slot, especially since now I'm assuming it's Rest, Chesto Berry, Suicune, and another Thunderbolt will take it out easily. Now, I don't mind Crest taking away my Swampert's ability just yet. So, Waterfall. I think a Waterfall on the Cresselia slot is pretty okay. What if I Thunderbolt? If I Thunderbolt, there's nothing that likes taking that Thunderbolt that he would switch Suicune from. So I'm gonna get some damage on Cress, and I'm gonna, get rid of Suicune. That's great, because I don't want to deal with that thing getting back its health and using more Calm Minds. I get a critical hit, which obviously doesn't matter. There's no more Suicune, and we even have a chance to flinch here. A 20% chance to immobilize. Okay, Cress has the Rocky Helmet. Goes for an Ice Beam. So it's afraid of the rain, I'm guessing. Doesn't want me to set up the rain. Oops. That's my cell phone. There's Typhlosion. But Typhlosion's not very scary right now. Although an eruption will hurt a lot. Let's see here. I could sacrifice my Landers here in order to get back Prankster. I wonder what Typhlosion will do though. Does it have hidden power grass perhaps? Or am I free to just... I think I'm gonna waterfall Typhlosion and I'm gonna switch out Thunders for Landers just to get back that Prankster ability. Since he has Typhlosion, I'm guessing his last Pokemon is Charizard, so I definitely want the rain here. I definitely want the rain. Okay, so a heat wave, not an eruption. That seems fine. Landorus is assault vested and pretty invested. Gets burned, unfortunately. That's not good for us. We get a waterfall off, which takes down Typhlosion. So that's pretty awesome. We are now up 4-2. And Cress went for the Ice Beam. And now that Landorus is burnt, it's not going to be very useful. Especially since it's at such a low HP. So I don't mind it really getting KO'd. Now Landers will fall to any attack really, or if it doesn't get targeted, it will still die to, or get knocked out by the burn rather. So I'm gonna knock off that Rocky Helmet of the Cress, and a move my opponent can do is actually Trick Room now, because with Prankster, if under Trick Room, my Thundurus's Rain Dance will go last, but there's no way he can stop the Rain Dance actually, so pretty fine here. Now that Charizard has Mega Evolved and set up the Rain, there's the Solar Beam, but the Protect ensures we don't get any damage. Landers gets KO'd itself, and let's see what Crest does here. Perhaps Trick Room? No, just Ice Beam. So once I set up the Rain here, Charizard will be pretty useless. We have Aegislash in the back to deal with that Crest. So not really worried. Charizard can't do anything. It showed Solar Beam, so it doesn't have hidden power grass, right? So I'm just gonna go for a waterfall on Crest, and I'm gonna Rain Dance here. Pretty safe moves. No need to get fancy with predictions or anything. Charizard doesn't protect, but it's not threatening either of my Pokemon with fire attacks. There's the Solar Beam, but that just means Charizard is stuck. Unless Crest goes for the Trick Room now, but if it does, I can simply protect. Rocky Helmet. I thought I used Knockoff. Didn't I use Knockoff on Crest? How come Crest still has its item? I don't get it. Okay, well, doesn't really matter. Gonna Waterfall the Charizard for the KO. Gonna Thunderbolt the Crest. Crest goes for... oh, Crest goes for Moonlight. Did it use Trick Room? I'm not really paying attention now, am I? No, it went for Ice Beam. When did it set up Trick Room? Huh? I don't get how Crest attacked first. Oh, it has Prankster. I'm sorry, I'm I'm a mess in this battle. It has Prankster. So now I just double up on Crest, and there's the forfeit. So another win in this episode. I'm really glad we're picking it up with this team. The practice, I guess, is showing a bit more, and we're not battling super high rated players, but you gotta start somewhere, right? So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please help me to reach 10 likes on each video, and don't forget to watch the second video later today, which is using the same team, but I'll be commentating in Spanish. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.